Hello again, everybody. It's me, Marcus, and I review stuff. Today I'm reviewing the song "Welcome Home" by Coheed and Cambria. Now, full disclosure, I've heard this song before, but as you'll notice probably from the title here, is that this is a live version featuring Warren Haynes. Now, even though I've heard the studio version of "Welcome Home" before, I'm told this live version takes it to the next level. So I think I'll still call this one a reaction because I know the song, but I don't know this particular version or performance of the song. So I'll still give it a fair listen. I'm a little biased because I do love this Coheed and Cambria song. In fact, this was probably the first Coheed and Cambria song I ever heard. Actually, it was, definitely. And for many years, it was the only Coheed and Cambria song I had ever heard. Part of that is that back when I first heard it, there wasn't like Spotify. There wasn't like YouTube wasn't in its. Actually, there's probably some Coheed and Cambria on YouTube. I just wasn't on YouTube as much. And they definitely didn't get much play on rock radio, at least not the rock radio that I was listening to. So, it took me a while to actually get into Coheed and Cambria, almost to the point of making this channel. So, it's been a lot of years that "Welcome Home" was like my one Coheed and Cambria song, which is a shame, because now if you've followed along on the channel, you know that I'm a fan. I'm a fan for sure. Anyway, let's jam out to this one. I really want to see how we can elevate this already awesome song with maybe a guest feature. See if he can take it to the next level. Let's try it out here.
kiss for you, more wish for you. Please make up your mind, girl. I'll do anything for you. Last kiss for you, more wish for you. Please make up your mind, girl, before I hold you. Mr. Warren Haynes, ladies and gentlemen.
Damn, man. The energy in that crowd. you know, the with COVID-19, our new normal is, having to stay home and not being able to enjoy live music. Coheed and Cambria were supposed to come here to Texas sometime in May, and that's most likely not going to happen anymore. So yeah, it's a shame because it just it looks like it'd be a fun freaking time. Let's talk about this one. I like Welcome Home. It's still one of my favorite Coheed and Cambria songs. And as I was listening to it, I sort of had this epiphany. I was like, oh shit, all these lyrics that I've been singing along to all these years, and now that I know the whole Emery Wars thing, which by the way, sorry, I used to pronounce it wrong, but now I know about the whole Emery Wars thing. I'm like, wow, there's some lines here that I had no idea the context behind, but I have so much more context now, simply knowing about the comic and everything else. So I thought that was kind of cool. I will say just right off the bat, I don't know if what Warren Haynes brought to the song necessarily justifies his appearance, if that makes sense, which we can talk about more in a little bit. Not that he was bad in the song or anything like that. I just don't know if he added enough to really take this up to the next level. It was still a hell of a performance, don't get me wrong, and I really did enjoy what I heard and saw just now. But we can talk about that in the instrumental part of my review. Let's kind of break it down piece by piece. Let's start with those lyrics. So, again, lyrics that I've known for many years, but now I feel like I have so much more context behind it. You could have been all I wanted, but you weren't honest. Now get in the ground. So, this. If this is coming from Emery Wars, I'm assuming it's like one character talking to another. You could have been everything I wanted, everything. I still picture it as sort of lovers talking, right? But you weren't honest, and I'm getting the ground. So basically, because of your lies, I'm going to kill you. Which this seems like the kind of comic series that would do that. You choked off the surest of favors, but if you really loved me, you would have endured my world. which makes sense. I think that's part of love in general, and that's I think listening to this as like a teenager for the first time, to me it related more to myself as a teenager, and now again that I have the context of the Amory Wars, I definitely see that it has multiple interpretations and multiple meanings. I think there was a comment that one of you made. Shout out to whoever made this comment. But I found myself going like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. They basically said that there's three ways, there's three interpretations or three meanings behind every Coheed and Cambria song. There's Claudio and his like life and experiences. There's the Amory Wars, of course, and then there's whatever the listener takes away. I thought that was a really good analysis by whoever had commented on that. Shout out to whoever did that, because I feel like I totally agree. I feel like maybe this is Claudio speaking from some of his experiences. I think this is definitely going with the whole Amory Wars storyline, and then I also feel like there's my personal connection, especially again hearing this for the first time as a teenager, being in a couple of failed relationships by that time, just thinking like, oh, if and being an angsty and edgy teenager, just like, if you really loved me, you would have endured my world. So I think there's just multiple meanings that you can really glean from this, and I think that's an awesome thing about Coheed and Cambria songs. Well, if you're just as I presumed, a whore in sheep's clothing, fucking up all I do. I remember even hearing that line as a teenager. I thought, just damn, that's a creative line. I love that. Instead of just wolf in sheep's clothing, a whore in sheep's clothing, fucking up all I do. And if so, here we stop, then never again will you see this in your life. Hang on to the glory at my right hand. Here laid to rest is our love ever longed. With truth on the shores of compassion, you seem to take premise to all of these songs. You stormed off to scar the Armada. So again, that's like listening to this before I knew about the Amory Wars. I was just like, I have no idea what he means by that. Wow, what a weird line. Now I'm like, oh, this is probably has something to do with with the Amory Wars. Like Jesus played letter, I'll drill through your hands. Damn, that's still a hard line. The stone for the curse you have blamed me. With love and devotion, I'll die as you sleep. But if you could just write me out to nevertheless wonder, happy will I become. Be true that this is no option. So with sin I condemn you. Demon play, demon out. Hang on to the glory of my right hand. Here laid to rest is our love ever longed. With truth on the shores of compassion, you seem to take premise to all of these songs. One last kiss for you, one more wish to you. Please make up your mind, girl, I'd do anything for you. One last kiss for you, one more wish to you. Please make up your mind, girl, before I hope you die. That's kind of interesting. It feels almost like this one last chance. It's like, you betrayed me or whatever. I want to give you this one last chance. Make up your mind. I would gladly, one last kiss, one more wish, whatever, right? But I think at the end of the day, he comes to terms with, okay, this is basically... change my mind about you before I wish for your death, basically. And then, of course, the guitar solo, the outro, fantastic there. So, lyrically, I've mentioned before about Coheed and Cambria, they just have such a poetic way of writing. And then, like I said, the three different lyrical interpretations that every Coheed song has that one commenter mentions, I think that's just a fantastic insight. And so, lyrically, I still have to give this one 2 thumbs up, even years after hearing it for the first time. On top of that, I think instrumentally, the song is fantastic. I think even people I know who aren't really that into rock, when they hear that opening guitar lick, it's just, man, it's so... infectious. It's just so catchy. It just really hooks you from the get-go, and I think that's one thing that really drew me to this song. I very much love electric guitar, and so hearing that at the very beginning of the song, that guitar lick, oh man, I remember falling in love with this song instantly, based on that guitar lick alone. But of course, Claudio sounds good. We got some awesome drumming throughout. I just love all the other things happening in the song. The background singers, the violins, and the orchestral pieces there. And then here in this live version, the 3 kind of, I don't want to say dueling guitar solos, but the 3 synchronized guitar solos that we got in this version were fantastic. And they still played the main parts of the original guitar solo. But yeah, Warren Haynes kind of threw in his own thing and added a little bit more to it. Again, I don't know if his appearance on this song justifies itself. I don't know if he really brings that much more to the song. I think it would have been just as great without him, but I do recognize that the part he added there to that guitar solo was actually really enjoyable, and I think it lengthened the guitar solo just enough to just be really, really enjoyable. I think if they would have soloed for a little bit longer, it would have. I think it would have been too long. It kind of would have lost a little bit of interest there. But for what it's worth, I love the original guitar solo, and I actually really, really enjoyed what they did here in this live version. So, overall, I got to give this one 2 thumbs up as far as instrumentals and vocals go. It was fantastic. Claudio sounds great live. I noticed his accent a little bit more. And then there was this just great shot where all of his hair, before he flipped his head back, all of his hair was just like in his face. You couldn't even see his face, and I was just like, wow, this dude has some amazing hair. I gotta tell you that much. So yeah, it was just a fun. I'm really glad I saw this live version. It was a really, really fun version to listen to. Now it's kind of weird for me now having to rate this on like replay value, because obviously I've listened to this song millions of times. It's in my playlist right now. When it comes on and I hear that opening guitar riff, I'm like, yo, we're about to jam out right now. So I'm just gonna give it 2 thumbs up. You know what it is. This song is very much a channel favorite. So anyway, really enjoyed it. Thank you for recommending this live version. This is actually the first live Coheed and Cambria I've really seen, so it makes me want to go to one of their shows even more now. So thank you for that recommendation. You've kind of doomed me to spend more money on live music, when we're actually allowed to go out and do that again. So hopefully, sooner rather than later, if it's safe to do so. So that's it for me, guys. If you enjoyed the music, go support the artist. Go listen to their music wherever you can. One place you can definitely check them out is going to be in my Spotify playlist in the description below. It's got every single song I've listened to so far on my channel. Makes for a pretty weird day of listening, honestly. If you want to support me, just consider doing all the normal stuff you do on YouTube. Like and subscribe and comment. Would really be appreciated. And that's it. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.